Great rising. Great rising. Ain't nothing but the Lord. The power came on in time. Okay? I told myself if the power not on by 7:30, I'm going to fuck to sleep. And ta-da! It's a great rising. Peace and power. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I'm gonna get some water and then we're gonna jump right in. Okay? Oh, you know what? Let me turn this down. Because I don't want YouTube and Facebook, I'm sorry to say I'm stealing. Alright, great rising. Peace and power. Hey sis, how you doing? Alright, yeah, let me get some water so we can hydrate. And then we gonna get on in. Showing up. Okay. Alright, so great rising. Alright, what's going on? Sis, peace, 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 peace. Hey sis, how you doing? What's going on? How you feeling? It's okay, I love you, I love you. Yeah, I love you. It's daylight savings for y'all this coming weekend, right? Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. It's it's a bathing suit top that I got from Amazon a couple of years back. But, oh, you know what? I didn't get it off of Amazon. My sister got it for me off Shein. Okay? Hey, mommy. Sister got it for me off Shein, but there aren't many pools here. And so I haven't been swimming. The water here, the beach, the ocean, it's the Atlantic. And here, right at Elmina and Cape Coast, this is where the slave dungeons are, the ones that you'll commonly hear referred to as the castles, the slave castles. But because of their history, the natives will call them the dungeons. And the waters that surround those dungeons is very angry. Okay, it's very aggressive. This is not the kind of water that you can swim in and get on your jet ski. None of that's happening. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy, okay? I'll just let you come and hear it for yourself, all right? Come and hear it for yourself. But I'm in Elmina, Ghana. All right, I don't want us to fuck around too long. You say there, so. Okay. Well, you know, whatever happens, we don't really plan for shit. Are we having a discussion while we read? I usually run my mouth. Yeah, I usually run my mouth. You know, as a Gemini, I need to use every opportunity I can to slip in something about me. All right. 27 by your pages or by mine, sis? Because I think that I'm on like 31. So is it 27, 28 by the book? You're using the yeah, if you're using the book, that ain't got me right. Usually when I open this Kindle app, it says, do I want to pick up where I left off? This time it did not say that. So, yeah, it's okay though, sis. It's okay. I mean, we at least good storytellers, okay? All right, so we're going to get on in there though. Let's do this, okay? It's late. I don't want to keep you too long. Okay, yeah, so I'm on the Kindle edition. Hopefully, I'm not skipping too much. We're going to jump on in. All right, so from this point of view, the whole concept of sin changes from something moral or religious to something common sense. I did back up with just a couple of lines so we remember where we left off. Sin begins with rejection of yourself. Self-rejection is the biggest sin that you commit. In religious terms, self-rejection is a mortal sin, which leads to death. Impeccability, on the other hand, leads to life. Great rising, Jay, great rising. Being impeccable with your word is not using the word against yourself. If I see you in the street and I call you stupid, it appears that I'm using the word against you, but I'm really using my word against myself because you're going to hate me for it, and your hating me isn't good for me. Therefore, if I get angry and with my words send all that emotional poison to you, I'm using the word against myself. If I love myself, I will express that love in my interactions with you, and then I'm being impeccable with the word. Because that action will produce a like reaction. Okay, I remember now. So where we left off, I was telling you that a good example of this in my whole Gemini self way is how there was a version of me that would be envious or feel insecure when I saw a woman that I thought was more beautiful than me, or more smart than me, or more personable than me. And now it's not a jealousy like, oh my God, I want to be beautiful, oh my God, I want her man. Now it's a healthy envy that says, man, if I work out, maybe my ass will do that too. You know what I mean? Maybe if I stop fucking with ain't shit niggas, I could find me a king too, you know? And really in honoring and showing praise and adoration to women instead of showing envy. So the things that I like, I want to praise those things publicly now. And as a result, they feel good and I feel good and we feel good. And that's impeccability. All right. If I insult you, you'll insult me. If I have gratitude for you, you'll have gratitude for me. If I'm selfish with you, you'll be selfish with me. If I use the word to put a spell on you, you're going to put a spell on me. Being impeccable with your word is the correct use of your energy. It means to use your energy in the direction of truth and love for yourself. If you make an agreement with yourself to be impeccable with your word, just with that intention, the truth will manifest through you and clean all the emotional poison that exists within you. But making this agreement is difficult because we've learned to do precisely the opposite. We've learned to lie as a habit of our communication with others, and more importantly, with ourselves. We are not impeccable with the word. We're going to talk about that very briefly, and then we're going to hop back on there. We've learned to lie as a habit of our communication with others, and more importantly, with ourselves. The most common lie I think we hear every day is fine. So we say, how you doing? Shit, I'm fine. How you doing? How you doing? I'm good. How you doing? And we can be falling apart, and that's usually the response, fine or good. Also, because I'm a mother, I just want to throw this out there. When we overreact, we teach people to lie to us, and that's just real. Now, it ain't nobody's fault. It ain't your fault you're being lied to. I'm not saying that. But we do teach people by how we respond, okay? And if every time somebody brings a hard truth to me or a secret, if I embrace it, if I'm receptive, if I'm comforting, if I'm welcoming, then they'll always bring me information. You know what I mean? They'll always bring me the truth first. If the minute somebody tell me the truth, I start spazzing the fuck out and clowning out, then it's going to be very difficult. And that's a natural response. That's a human response to protect yourself, okay? The last time your wife asked you what you was doing on your phone and things went left, you'll be there's going to be some apprehension, even if you're not doing anything wrong, okay? You'll start lying like my grandma say, you done got scared you enough, you confessing the shit you ain't damn do. All right, we have to be really impeccable with our word because it also helps the people around us to be impeccable with theirs. The power of the word is completely misused in hell. We use the word to curse, to blame, to find guilt, to destroy. Of course, we also use it in the right way, but not too often. Mostly, we use the word to spread our personal poison, to express anger, jealousy, envy, and hate. The word is pure magic. The most powerful gift we have as humans, and we use it against ourselves. We plan revenge. We create chaos with the word. We use the word to create hate between different races, between different people, different families, nations. We misuse the word so often, and this misuse is how we create and perpetuate the dream of hell. Misuse of the word is how we pull each other down and keep each other in a state of fear and doubt. Because the word is the magic that humans possess, and misuse of the word is bad magic. We are using bad magic all the time without knowing that our word is magic at all. Also important to understand, unfortunately, the universe doesn't wait for you to understand the power of your word or the laws of manifestation and attraction before those things start to show up in your life. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you are 2 years old, 12, 22, 72, 92, or 102, all right? Your word does create your world, okay? Your word does create your world. So if there's anything in your world that you know it, that you feel like is not some shit you on, then you gotta review some of your contracts, okay? You gotta review some of your agreements. There was a woman, for example, who was intelligent and had a very good heart. She had a daughter who she adored and loved very much, One night, she came home from a very bad day at work, tired, full of emotional tension. She had a terrible headache. She wanted peace and quiet, but her daughter was singing and jumping happily. The daughter was unaware of how her mother was feeling. She was in her own world, in her own dream. She felt wonderful. She was jumping, singing louder and louder, expressing her joy and her love. She was singing so loud that it made her mother's headache even worse, and at a certain moment, the mother lost control. Angrily, she looked at her beautiful little girl and said, "Shut up, you have an ugly voice. Can you just shut up?" The truth is that the mother's tolerance for any noise was non-existent. It was not that the little girl's voice was ugly, but the daughter believed what her mother said. And in that moment, she made an agreement with herself. After that, she no longer sang because she believed her voice was ugly and would bother anyone who heard it. She became shy at school, and if she was asked to sing, she refused. Even speaking to others became difficult for her. Everything changed in that little girl because of this new agreement. She believed she must repress her emotions in order to be accepted and loved. Whenever we hear an opinion and believe it, we make an agreement, and it becomes part of our belief system. This little girl grew up, and even though she had a beautiful voice, she never sang again. She developed a whole complex from one spell. This spell was cast upon her by the one who loved her the most, her own mother. Her mother didn't notice what she did with her word. She didn't notice that she used bad magic and put a spell on her daughter. She didn't know the power of her word, and therefore she isn't to blame. She did what her own mother, father, and others had done to her in many ways. They misused the word. How many times do we do this with our own children? We give them these types of opinions, and our children carry that bad magic for years and years. People who love us do bad magic on us, but they don't know what they do. That's why we got to forgive them. They don't know what they do. Another example. You awake in the morning, feeling very happy. You feel so wonderful. You stay 1 or 2 hours in front of the mirror, making yourself beautiful. Well, one of your best friends says, "What's happened to you? You look so ugly. Look at the dress you're wearing. You look ridiculous." That's it. That is enough to pull you all the way down in hell. Maybe this girlfriend just told you this to hurt you, and she did. She gave you an opinion with all the power of her word behind it. If you accept the opinion, it becomes an agreement now, and you put all your power into that opinion. That opinion becomes bad magic. These types of spells are difficult to break. The only thing that can break a spell is to make a new agreement based on truth. The truth is the most important part of being impeccable with your word. On one side of the sword are the lies, which create bad magic, and on the other side of the sword is the truth, which has the power to break the spell of bad magic. Only the truth will set us free. Looking at everyday human interactions, imagine how many times we cast spells on each other with our word. Over time, this interaction has become the worst form of bad magic, and we call it gossip. Gossip is bad magic at its very worst because it's pure poison. We learn how to gossip by agreement. When we were children, we heard the adults around us gossiping all the time, openly giving their opinions about other people. They even had opinions about people they didn't know. Emotional poison was transferred along with the opinions, and we learned this as a normal way to communicate. Gossiping has become the main form of communication in human society. It's become the way we feel close to each other because it makes us feel better to see someone else feeling as fucked up as we do. There's an old expression that says misery likes company, and people who are suffering in hell don't want to be all alone. Fear and suffering are an important part of the dream of the planet. They are how the dream of the planet keeps us down. Using the analogy of the human mind as a computer, gossip can be compared to a computer virus. A virus is a piece of computer language written in the same language all the other codes are written in, but with harmful intent. This code is inserted into the program of your computer when you least expect it, and most of the time without your awareness. After this code has been introduced, your computer doesn't work right, or it don't function at all because the codes get fucked up with so many conflicting messages that it stops producing good results. Human gossip works the exact same way. For example, you're beginning a new class with a new teacher, and you look forward to it for a long time. On the first day of class, you run into someone who took the class before you and tells you, shit, that teacher's a jerk. He didn't know what he was talking about, and he was a pervert too, so watch out. You are immediately imprinted with the word and the emotional code the person had when saying this. But what you are not aware of is his or her motivation in telling you. The person could be angry for failing the class or simply making an assumption based on fears and prejudices, but because you've learned to ingest information like a child, some part of you believes the gossip and you go on to the class. As the teacher speaks, you feel the poison come up inside you and you don't realize you see the teacher through the eyes of the person who gave you that gossip. Then you start talking to other people in the class about this and they start to see the teacher in the same way, a jerk and a pervert. You really hate the class and soon you decide to drop out. You blame the teacher, but it is the gossip that is to blame. Give me 1 second. Let me back up a page and see something. Say, wait a minute. You immediately create a personal code. You are not aware of his motivation. Talking about a teacher. The first day of class, you run into someone. Okay, so I just wanted to figure out when I get to talking to myself and shit, I'm trying to compute some things. All right, so the way this works, I remember I was in, I think I was a junior in high school. Okay, and the teacher's name was Mr. Gill. And when we started the class, it was the very first day. Mr. Gill was probably my out of 7 classes, he might have been the 6th period. So it had already been a long day. It's the first days of school, so we're not really excited to be there. Not expecting anything fantastic to happen in any of these classes. First day of school for us at this point, we juniors and seniors, ain't about shit but letting people check our footwork, okay? So in this class, and he comes in, he clears his throat, and he introduces himself as Mr. Gill, and he tells us that he has something that he needs to share with us just because he wants to show favor. And now we all interested to figure out what the fuck, favor. It's 5th, 6th period, and favor, sign us up. And he says, all of your other teachers have given you a 0 right out of the gate. It's the first day of school and they've already given you a 0, okay? And you're gonna work hard all year to earn and earn and earn so that you can get as close as you can to that perfect A. And we like, okay, true shit. He's like, me, I'm gonna do things differently because I trust you, because I know you wanna excel. I'm gonna give you a 100. Me, Mr. Gill, I'm giving everybody in my class today, as of right now, the first day of school, you've done nothing to earn it, and I'm giving you all a 100, a A, a perfect score. I'm talking about you would have been, you wouldn't even know. We erupted. Took me 10 years to realize it's the same motherfucking thing. Took me 10 years to realize it's the same motherfucking thing, okay? Mr. Gill was all of our highest scores, okay? And he had the course that nobody was interested in. I think it was like, maybe like social studies and shit. Who the fuck social studies? This don't even be our social sectors that we're studying. But he did change it for us. And we really did all score higher, okay? And that was intentional. That's being impeccable with the word. So in this example, person decides to drop out, not even realizing that a lot of the shit they going through is other people's shit. You feel me? Other people's shit. We talked about that the other day too. Remember, when people communicate with you, and for the most part, they want you to feel how they feel, okay? And it don't take a psych major for them, because even children do this. They want you to feel how they feel. Somebody who is mad as hell will probably make you mad as hell. Okay? Somebody who is very, very sad and very, very depressed will probably make you very, very sad and very, very depressed. We pass this. It takes a really strong and committed to self person to recognize where your agreement stops and where mine starts. Okay? Because our loving each other can be one, but I can't let you sign me up for your shit. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep going. Now imagine this pattern is going on in a never-ending chain between all the humans on the earth. The result is a world full of humans who can only read information through circuits that are fucked up with poisonous, contagious viruses. Once again, this poisonous virus is what the Toltec called mitote, the chaos of 1,000 different voices trying to talk all at once in the mind. Even worse are the bad magicians or computer hackers who intentionally spread the virus. Think back to a time when you or someone you know was angry with someone else and desired revenge. In order to seek revenge, you said something to or about that person with the intention of spreading poison and making that person feel bad about him or herself. As children, we do this quite thoughtlessly, but as we grow older, we become much more calculated in our efforts to bring other people down. Then we lie to ourselves and say that the person received a just punishment for their wrongdoing. When we see the world through a computer virus, it's easy to justify the cruelest behavior. What we don't see is that misuse of our word is putting us deeper into hell. For years, we have received the gossip and spells from the words of others, but also from the way we use our word with ourselves. We talk to ourselves constantly, and most of the time we say things like, I look fat, I look ugly, I'm getting old, I'm losing my hair, I'm stupid, I don't never understand shit, I'm never good enough, I be forgetting shit like a motherfucker, I'm always late, I can't get nowhere on time, I can't stop shopping, shit, I don't know why the fuck I'm addicted to TikTok like this, I'm never gonna be perfect, I ain't gonna find no man, swear, I don't think I'm healthy enough to have no baby. Fuck! You see how we use the word against ourselves? We gotta begin to understand that the word, we gotta know what it is so we know what it does. If you understand the first agreement to be impeccable with your word, you begin to see all the changes that can happen in your life. Changes first in the way you deal with yourself and later in the way you deal with other people, especially those you love the most. Consider how many times you've gossiped about the person you love the most to gain the support of others for your point of view. How many times have you hooked other people's attention and spread poison about your loved one in order to make your opinion right? Your opinion is nothing but your point of view. It is not necessarily true. Your opinion comes from your beliefs. Your opinion comes from your own ego and your own dream. We create all this poison and spread it to others just so we can feel right about our own point of view. If we adopt the first agreement and become impeccable with our word, any emotional poison will eventually be cleaned from our mind and from our communication and our personal relationships, including with our pets and shit. Impeccability of the word will also give you immunity from anyone putting a negative spell on you. You will only receive a negative idea if your mind is fertile ground for that idea. I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of those people who when somebody tell me, you're like, girl, I was at the store, right? And I was in the line, and I was just minding my business, putting my little shit up on the conveyor. Then this nigga walked up, right? And he just gonna slide right in front of me and be like, and I be like, girl, for real? Do tell. Girl, I know you fucking lying. Listen. And then I always end the same way. That kind of shit never happened to me. I wish some shit like that would happen to me. Always. Somebody say they had a racial conflict or somebody called them a black bitch. And I'd be like, man, I've been waiting on the opportunity, man. Shit like that don't never happen to me. And then I realized one day that when it was happening to me, it was happening to me in slow motion. I was like, oh shit, it's happening. And in that moment, I almost traveled and realized that it had happened to me this exact same way many times before it. And I just didn't notice because I wasn't fertile for that. Like, I didn't receive it. I didn't receive it. It happens a lot here too, because I'm in a place where I don't understand what people are whispering about me because I'm still learning the language. And my husband, who doesn't understand the language, he's very protective. So if he can, and mind you, he's born and raised in Ghana, but he look American, straight up. And when he's standing next to me, people don't even ask. They just know we Jamaican, all right? So it's not abnormal for people to plot on us, okay? They plotting on us. Americans coming, okay? Oh, Ronnie, you know what I mean? Hey, they trying to get, and he can understand it. Me, I'm out here like, you want to see these? That's what, not CDs like CDs nuts, like that's what the money is called here in Ghana, CDs. Okay. I'm like, you want to see these? You know? And he can hear it. And I'm just like this way. It can't be planted because my mind, he's been listening to it his whole life. His mind is fertile for it. And so he does have to be mindful of it. Me, I'm out here really not hearing that shit. I be telling him, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Blame it on my love. Because ain't nobody out here in the whole world when me and you step outside the house but me and you. So I'm not that observant. Like, you don't be paying attention to shit. You want these CDs? Shit. All right. Oh, for real. Ignorance is so bliss. Okay, we're going to keep moving. We're talking about being impeccable with our word, all right? We're talking about how when your mind isn't fertile to receive the bullshit, you won't. You know what I mean? You won't receive it. I like to tell my daughters, it's the same way. My daughter's name is Zion. I said, if you go outside, Zion, and you hear somebody yelling, Cheryl, 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 how many times are they going to have to call Cheryl before you answer? Sis say they going to be, because listen, my 13-year-old, she rude as fuck. Zion said they're going to be calling for a long time. They're going to be calling for a long time because Cheryl not my name. Exactly. If bitch ain't your name, you don't receive it. If nigga ain't your name, you don't receive it. Okay? Shit. If late to dinner ain't your name, you don't receive it. You don't have to receive it. I'm going to tell you one of the things that I don't receive. I don't receive that CP shit, that colored people time. I don't receive that. I don't receive that me and all of my people all across the world just got to be fucked up and inconsiderate of other people's time. I don't receive that. I'm going to be the first motherfucker there every time. Be early to wait. All right. It's a couple of agreements that some of us have subscribed to, and we may not even realize that they're agreements. There are men whose wives are the breadwinners in the family. And because these wives make more, these men really do struggle internally with this. And it's for no other reason besides this made-up book of law that says the man's supposed to make more money. You know what I mean? There are families that are damning women, okay? Cursing women and their wombs because they've opted not to have children. Like, the only way a woman can decide to not have children is if she done had her womb taken out or she got some type of life-threatening disease or disorder. There are some women who just choose not to be mothers. And now that I'm a mother and ain't nobody tell me I had that option, because by the agreement, I thought by the time you're about between the ages of 20 and 25, certainly you should be bringing the grandbaby home to the grandmama. You know, that was the agreement that I understood. Nobody ever sat me down and was like, listen now, by the time you're 21, you need to get that dick. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said that, but I just understood it. Even my mom, by the time I was 21 and I'm out of the house, anytime I'm dating, she like, is y'all got a baby in the plan? Okay, and she wasn't trying to rush me to have a baby. She understand the same hidden and secret fucking agreement and done agreed to the shit just like I done agreed to it. But we really do have to comb our lives out. I ain't talking about like with that big tooth. I'm like one of them Rick combs, the little, one of them crab combs, the fine tooth. You got to get all of the agreements out that don't agree with what you got the fuck going on, fam. Okay? Hold on, let me make sure I miss another. Mom is half Mexican, but she only liked dark men. So my whole life, I always saw and heard my mom praising dark skin. So later in life, when I heard people talk about their dark skin, it would sting my ears. Like I just didn't understand it. My mind wasn't fertile for that. I get that. I can totally get that. We all got them all over. We got them all over. You know, I'm glad you said that, though, especially you use the word sting, because people always ask me, they say, Ife, I'm just so lost and I'm just so overwhelmed and I'm just so trapped and I don't even know where to start. And I always say, where does it hurt the most? You know absolutely where to start. You ask that because, like, yeah, it's obvious, okay? If I'm doing a surgery on a body that just come out of a car accident and the leg is hanging off and they got a bunch of scrapes and shit, and I know they in pain everywhere, and they holding the cut over their eye because their adrenaline got them where they can't feel their leg. I know what the problem is. The fuck I look like looking at the whole scope of things talking about, I know you just fucked up. I swear you fucked up. You fucked up. I don't know where to start. You start where you see it hurts the most, where it stings the most. okay? Where's things the most? That's where the most lies are for you. I found that every time, and I give thanks again to Queen Afua, because so many of those teachings have given me this agreement that everything is reflective. And I remember being a baby. I remember us walking around, and I know babies be knowing the truth because they close to God. They just got here. And the babies say, it takes one to know one. And they mean that shit. The babies say, I know you are, but what am I? And it makes sense. Even anatomically speaking, I can't physically look at my face. These supposed to be the windows to my soul. And I can't look into the windows of my own soul without your assistance. I have to see myself reflected in you and your behaviors and characters. I have to see myself reflected in my children and in windows, mirrors, and on TikTok screens. But I can't even see myself unless I see myself in something else. And so whenever I feel some shade or some hate or some disagree or some disgust, I really do have to comb it out right then. I told you one of the ones, maybe I didn't tell you because you knew here, and I'd be really running my mouth with my sisterhood. The singer, rapper, shouldn't say singer, Collie Park, Mulatto is her name, okay? And, you know, I'm going to be real. Most of the women that they promote in music right now, you know them all. They got a big ass with the big weave, with the big fishnets, okay? So Mulatto is another one of those female artists, okay? And I don't know why I didn't like her music, okay? My sister would play her music and I just want her to skip past it. You know what I mean? I just want her to skip past it. I don't even know why. My daughters told me that Mulatto wasn't just an artist. She was a reality TV show star. She was on, I think, Jermaine Dupri's TV show. And so they want me to watch that so maybe I can get to know her personality. And I'm watching that and I like her even less. And I know this is TV. I know this is TV. This is fucking acting for sure. And I know this is TV and acting. When I lived in Las Vegas, I was on reality shows. These niggas was like, we know it's wintertime, but can you wear spring clothes? We're going to be airing this in the springtime like it's live, and we need everybody to be like, I know reality TV ain't real. And I still use that to further judge her. It wasn't until I decided it would be crazy, but I take all of this real life shit to the altar, and I try not to bother God with no bullshit, but let me just for good measure, let me take Mulatto to the altar and see how it go. And when I took Mulatto to the altar, I realized that my problem was she was everything that I wanted to be. Everything I wanted to be. This girl was young, is young. She owning her sexuality. Like I'm just going to keep it real, okay? She charging niggas up front. There was a version of me that'll fuck a nigga and then have my lights off after he leave. I ain't lying. I'm like, she living what she feels like is her best life. She living her dream. You know what I mean? She talking about eating pussy. She talking about niggas spitting in her mouth and eating the dick up and all kind of things. And the sacred woman in me was like, this is ratchet and this is nasty. And based on page 32, we shouldn't be calling ourselves bitches and hoes no more. Listen, when I realized, again, I wish that I could have been bold enough to say it at her age. I wish I would have been bold enough to just do it at her age. I wish I had the audacity, but I didn't. And so now here I was, after years of suppressing my freak, after years of letting people tell me by their book of law that you can't be a freak and a sacred woman. You can't live in duality. People aren't fertile enough to receive duality. You got to be one thing and one thing all the time. Hell, man, you can't even be bisexual, brothers. Now, I can, but you can't. You know that. As soon as you be like, well, I'm bisexual. They'll be like, nah, nigga, you gay. You gay. You are not allowed to live in your duality if you're waiting on other people to give you permission. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to keep on going. All right, let me figure out where the fuck we left off. If we adopt the first agreement and become impeccable with our word, any emotional poison eventually is cleaned out. Okay, this also gives us immunity to anybody else putting negative shit on us. Okay, remember, a lot of this is reflective. A lot of this is about how much you love yourself. Okay, a lot of this is about how much you love yourself and how you feel about yourself. How much you love yourself and how you feel about yourself are directly proportionate to the quality and integrity of your word. When you are impeccable with your word, you feel good. You feel happy and at peace. You can transcend the dream of hell just by making the agreement to be impeccable with your word. Right now, I'm planting that seed in your mind. Whether or not the seed grows depends on how fertile your mind is to these seeds of love. It's up to you to make the agreement with yourself. I am impeccable with my word. I'm going to give you a minute to say it. I am impeccable with my word. Nurture this seed, and as it grows in your mind, it'll generate more seeds of love to replace the seeds of fear. This first agreement will change the kind of seeds your mind is fertile for. Be impeccable with your word. This is the first agreement that you should make if you want to be free, if you want to be happy, if you want to transcend the level of existence that is hell. It is very powerful. Use the word in the correct way. Use the word to share your love. Use right magic, beginning with yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, how great you are. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Use the word to break all those teeny tiny agreements that make you suffer. It is possible. It's possible because I did it, and I'm no better than you. No, we're exactly the same. We have the same kind of brain. We got the same kind of bodies. We're humans. If I was able to break those agreements and create new agreements, then you can do the same. If I can be impeccable with my word, why not you? Just this one agreement can change your whole life. Impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, to huge success and abundance. It can take away all fear and transform it into joy and love. Just imagine what you can create with impeccability of the word. With the impeccability of the word, you can transcend the dream of fear and live a different life. You can live in heaven in the middle of 1,000 people living in hell because you're immune to the hell. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. All right. Let's see. Let me go to the next page. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the next one because we still got about 10, 20 minutes left. Okay, the second agreement is don't take anything personally. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. The next three agreements are really born from the first agreement. Okay, that first agreement is like the mama agreement. The next three are really born from the first. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you so stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you, it's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Or can everybody see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. Straight, this plays into the example I just gave you with Zion and somebody yelling out, Cheryl, 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 okay? She ain't gonna take nothing. Or bitch, hey ho, you're not gonna take any of it personally because it's not yours. You take it personally when you agree with whatever was said. African-American proverb, a hit dog will holler. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you're trapped in the dream of hell. What causes you to be trapped is what we call personal importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me. During the period of our, before we go on, remember also, we mentioned this in being impeccable with the word, that when somebody is feeling something and they communicating with you, don't matter what the fuck words they're using, ultimately they want you to feel how they feel. These communications are about transference, right? And so you got to remember that. If I'm talking to somebody and I'm talking to a sister friend of mine and she going off and she going off and she going off and she going off, right? I could go off or I can listen, right? It's not about me. I have to figure out, the more angry I get, because I hear her angry. She angry at something that she feel like I did. I don't feel like I did it. Okay, so the more she yell and she cuss and she mad and she accuse, the more mad and the more mad that I get. This is where we learn what we supposed to do. Okay, the old us got to hang the fuck up. The old us got to cuss you the fuck out. Then we got to post that shit on Facebook. All right, the new us, while you still going, will go in our own zone and try to figure out what it is you're feeling exactly that you're trying to make me feel. That's it. Start right there. Okay? Then we can get to the why. But mostly you got to make sure you're not receiving that shit as your own shit. That's really important. And it's difficult for us to do this with adults, but we seem to dismiss children all the time. Again, I'll use the example of a toddler. My 3-year-old is having a temper tantrum in the store because he can't have a toy. He's mad as hell at me. And now I'm mad as hell at him. But so the fuck what? Get your ass up. Put on... Like I used to tell my children, put on your say cheese face. Okay? About to walk about this bitch like a happy family. Without your toy. Yeah. All right, so we really do have to learn how to assert ourselves, okay, when it comes to our agreements, especially when it comes from detaching from them. All right, moving on, okay? Moving on. Say me. During the period of our education or our domestication, we learn to take everything personally. We think we're responsible for everything. Me, always me. Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. Nothing anybody else does is because of you. Give me a minute, because that got a whole lot of reach in it. Nothing other people do is because of you. There are people who have been sexually abused who feel like it's because of them. There are so many of us in fucked up relationships because we never got over the trauma of our own parents' divorces. And we blamed ourselves for that. We couldn't make that marriage work, so how the fuck we gonna make ours work? Crazy, right? Crazy. There are women, men too, okay? There are women who trying to figure out what's wrong with them. How is Cheryl better than them? Because the man keep cheating. The man keep fucking up. He keep lying. He keep running back to the same woman. They trying to figure out, is my breast, is my neck, I don't suck dick good enough no more? Trying to do all of this introspection when nothing other people do is because of you. They do it because of themselves. And when you think about it, the shit you do is because of yourself. Ain't nobody made you do the fuck shit you did. Nobody made you cheat. Nobody made you bite back. Nobody made you do shit. You did what the fuck you wanted to do, like everybody else is out here doing. Nothing because of somebody else. That's a cop-out. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know what it is in our world, and we try to impose our world on their world. Another thing I like to tell my babies, close your eyes and imagine a room, okay? And you are alone in this room. And I say, tell me when you're in there. Like, okay, I'm in there. Now, I want you to consider what you think, how you think I view the person you are. If somebody asked me, they gave me an empty iRobot and said, upload your personality into that machine, and I created this full-on version of you that would answer questions like you, would like the same food you like, listen to the same music, wear the same clothes, and I put this you in that room also. And then they gave your grandmother an AI robot, and they told her to make a version of you. And then they gave your sister an AI robot, and your teacher, and your pastor, and your neighbor, and your enemy, and everybody created in full detail a version of you based on what the fuck they think they know about you. And they put them all in this room. Now this room is filled up with you. It's all you everywhere, listen, no matter where you go, there you are. But only one of these yous is valid. And the one that's valid is the one that you give validation to. Fuck what your mama thought, fuck what your sister said, your pastor said, your granny said, your daddy said. The only one of these yous in this entire field of yous is the you that you validate. Feel me? So you gotta be careful about which you give credit to. Because if your mama said you ain't gonna be shit because your daddy wasn't shit, and then that's the you validate, then that's the you who own this room. You know what I mean? Just want to make sure you know who you are in all of these yous. You feel me? Because if not, they'll have you fucked up out here. It's crazy. All right. Nothing other people do is because of you. Don't let them put it on you, and don't put your shit on them. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that we know their world and they know our world, and there's a whole bunch of imposing going on. Even when the situation seems so personal, even if others insult you directly, it ain't got shit to do with you. What they say, what they do, and the opinions they give are according to the agreements they have in their own minds. In their own minds. I remember the first time in my first marriage, me and my husband had an argument, and that nigga hit me with the line like Norbit. That makes you the mother of whores. like for real though. For real though. He called me a hoe. Like he really called me a hoe. Something about it felt like, I don't know, like he was really calling me a hoe. I definitely took that personal. You know what I mean? Shit. Let me tell you. Hold on. You want to be in my video? No, Nassadine, you might get blocked. Don't ask to be in no video now, beloved. You're doing a lot. Just go and sit with me and just chat with me like everybody the fuck else, baby. Okay? Hold on right quick. Shit. Okay. All right, making sure that I ain't... Hold on right quick. Fuck around and then skip the page. Fucking with Nassadine. Hold on. We talking about not taking shit personal. All right. Okay. So I'm telling you, I think I got the right page. Okay. I got a little trigger happy. So I'm telling you, he calls me a hoe in this argument, and I did take it personally. At that time, I didn't know Queen of Four or these 4 agreements, so that nigga was about to catch these paws. You know what I mean? And I realize now, in retrospect, based on his own judgments and experiences, his parents had been married up until they divorced, and within 2 years of the divorce, they were each remarried. So in his mind, like, marriage is this thing where you only ever have sex with other people if y'all divorced, and then you can't have sex with the other people until you get married or something. I don't know. I can't even think for him. I'd be really trying to make sense of the shit, because there were a lot of things that we did that he allowed us to do sexually with other women, that, you know, if the marriage should have been wholesome, you know, the double standard really is what fucked us up in that one. But I didn't feel like a hoe. That's the bottom line. I'm thinking, me and you explore sex with other women. My father and my mother, when they were married, based on what I can recall, they explored sex with other people. So I'm thinking, nah, my nigga, by what I know marriage to be, grown people do whatever the fuck grown people want to do in their marriage. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was here just watching when you was eating the pussy. I would have invited you to watch me suck dick, but I didn't think you wanted to come to that show. You know, I thought it was a courtesy, my nigga. I didn't think it was going to cost us our reunion. And I'm just being real. The thing is, we really had different ideas. We had different opinions and different core beliefs about some shit. Still to this day, he'd be telling our daughter, you know, your mama ain't shit. She cheated on me. And I'd be like, you know, your daddy say I ain't shit because he can't do math. You can't cheat nobody who bring their own 100. If you bring your whole 100% and I got my whole 100%, how the fuck did I cheat you? Okay? Like I said, you show the fuck up with 72 and you need 20-something of mine, then I decide to slide with my 20-something, you gonna feel like I robbed you. But my nigga, if you came with your 100, you can take your 100 when you go. Okay? Anyway, it's just completely different. It just really depends on where you're sitting at the table. All right. Just remember, none of this shit is personal, fam. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Even when it seems personal, even when others insult you directly, it really don't have shit to do with you. None of that shit. All of the opinions they have are based on their own agreements. he made an agreement that him and his wife would only ever be with each other and other women sometimes. And that was his agreement. And anything outside of that was a violation, a total and complete violation. We had different core agreements. If someone gives you an opinion and says, hey, you look fat, don't take it personally. Because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. Beliefs and opinions. And imagine that. Like all of my friends and family be like, oh my God, Ife, you're so small. Ife, you've gotten so tiny, you've lost so much weight. And I'm here and they literally call me big woman. They literally call me fat here. They call me obelo. I've been doing so much yoga, my abs starting to come back and they call me big woman here. Big woman. So even if somebody calls me fat, really, it's not a fact. It's a matter of opinion. It's their own feeling. It's their own belief. It's their feeling, belief, and opinion. And it's theirs. You don't have to pick it up. Unless, of course, you want to. The person tried to send poison to you. And if you take it personally, then you take that poison and it becomes yours. Taking things personally makes you easy prey for those predators. Easy prey. They can hook you easily with one little ass opinion and feed you whatever bullshit they want. And because you take everything personally, you eat it up. You eat all their emotional garbage and now it becomes your garbage. But if you don't take it personally, you're immune in the middle of hell. I get on TikTok and I realize that some people have turned the comments off. Okay? It's families, they got their disabled children on here TikToking and drip dropping, but they got the comments off because they don't want anybody to say anything offensive about the child. And I be thinking, you know, it's my own opinion and my own block and my own bag. If I don't want to shield my children too much from the things that they're going to have to face in real life anyway, I would rather face those things with them while we're together. You know what I mean? But my whole shit is, why the fuck is you on TikTok if you can't handle somebody saying some fucked up comment? I be ready for somebody to say fucked up shit to me. And not because I'm about to say nothing fucked up. It's just because I be eager as fuck to go back in like, I love you. I see you. And I love you. Peace reflection. That would be the only comment I have to any bullshit. Ever. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is somebody else gonna say to that without making themselves look more like an asshole? All right? We don't want to eat up anybody else's emotional garbage. We don't want it to become our garbage. Okay? And so if you got to turn comments off to get there, yeah, that's cool. But since you can't shut other people's mouths, it's imperative that you learn how to create this heaven for yourself in your own immediate space. Okay? Immunity to poison in the middle of hell is a gift of disagreement. When you take things personally, then you feel offended. And your reaction is to defend your beliefs and to create conflicts. You make something big out of something so little because you have the need to be right and to make everybody else wrong. Got another interjection. I tell you, my husband and I, there's a tremendous age difference, okay? There are some things, respectfully, I know he don't, if baby was awake, he'd be like, you know I don't like that ageism shit. Okay, so the truth is, there's some things, some opinions that he has that I had 13 years ago. And so I don't have the fight and the passion that he got in those conversations. Like, you got to understand and you got to look back and you got to read back and you got to see. And I don't have to do a goddamn thing, beloved. You have to do that. I did that already. I'm going to wait right here for you. Okay? I'll see you on the other side. I already know how the circle shit go, baby. And I'm telling you, I passed that point before. So I'm okay to wait. This is how I resolve a lot of my conflicts. I tell people, you know what? I love you. If it's okay, I want us to revisit the same thing in another 3 years. If it's okay, I want to revisit this one maybe 2030, if it's cool with you. You feel me? I think by then, both of our opinions will have changed a little bit. It's usually laughable, but it's also true. You know what I mean? It's also true. You just take time. Time could change your opinion as well. Don't put so much energy into so much bullshit. Remember, we need that energy to heal. Immunity to poison in the middle of the hell. That's the gift of this agreement. All right? As long as you're taking shit personally, you're going to always be doing what's natural to do as a human, and that's to defend your person. You make something big, you make a mountain of a molehill. The fuck is it to be right anyway? They don't have no awards for that. In the same way, whatever you feel and do is just a projection of your own personal dream, a reflection of your own agreements. Y'all, I'm getting hot and shit. My thighs starting to sweat. Y'all got to let me know when my shit come out now. You know, Ife ain't got no drawers on unless it's somebody's birthday. All right, in the same way, whatever you feel and do is just a projection of your own personal dream, a reflection of your own agreements. What you say, what you do, the opinions you have are according to the agreements you've made. And these opinions have nothing to do with me. It is not important to me what you think about me. I don't take what you think personally. You'll hear people say, what you think about me ain't my business, okay? I don't take it personally when people say, Miguel, you are the best. And I also don't take it personally when they say, Miguel, you're the worst. I know that when you're happy, you'll tell me, Miguel, you're an angel. And when you're mad, you'll say, Miguel, you're the devil. You're disgusting. How can you say those things? Either way, it doesn't affect me because I know what I am. I don't have the need to be accepted. I don't have the need to have someone tell me, you're doing so good, or how dare you do that? No, I don't take it personally. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, I know is your problem and not my problem. It's the way you see the world. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal because you're dealing with yourself, not me. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So nothing they think about me is really about me, but it's about them. You may even tell me, Miguel, what you're saying is hurting me, but it's not what I'm saying that's hurting you. It is that you have wounds that I touch by what I've said. You have wounds already that are touched by what I said. You're hurting yourself. There's no way that I can take this personally, not because I don't believe in you or don't trust in you, but because I know that you see the world with different eyes, with your eyes. You create an entire picture or movie in your mind, and in that picture, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the main actor or actress. Everyone else is secondary. It's your movie. The way you see that movie is according to the agreements you've made with life. Your point of view is something personal to you. It's no one's truth but your own. Then if you get mad at me, I know you're dealing with yourself. I am the excuse for you to get mad. And you get mad because you're afraid, because you're dealing with fear. If you're not afraid, there's no way you'll get mad at me. If you're not afraid, there's no way you'll hate me. If you're not afraid, there's no way you'll be jealous or sad. If you live without fear, if you love, there's no place for any of those emotions. That's peace too. I feel that way. I really do feel like that's why it's easy for me to let beefs and shit go. Like I love that about my husband too. I'd be like, how you get over shit so fast? He's like, really in my mind, it's like one side of my brain is a beach and one side of my brain is a mountain. And there are some things that I etch in stone and so that I intentionally hold them forever. But most of the time, if somebody hurt me, I walk into the beach of my mind and I let the water wash it away. That baby love him some Umoja, okay? Listen, I completely get this. I felt like for some time now that and I learned this in my black empowerment shit. I'm like, the more time I spend talking about how much I dislike white people or how much white people have hurt me or supremacy has hurt the black nation, that's less time, less energy, less mind that I'm putting back into my people, okay? Every time I open my mouth to tell you how upset I am about what the man did, I've missed an opportunity to tell you how much I love you, black man. I've missed an opportunity to tell you I love you, black woman. I love you, black child. And I realized, damn, when I'm out here telling the black woman and the black man and the black child that we hate the white man, we hate the white man. I feel bad, he feel bad, she feel bad, the baby feel bad. When I say I love you, black man, I love you, black woman, I value you, black child, I feel good, they feel good. This is the agreement that we want. This is the agreement that we want. This is us learning not to take their shit personally. You know what I mean? This is us learning to be impeccable with our word. You really do create vibrations. When I feel the most upset or the most sad, I literally just start to rattle off things that I'm grateful for. And it most always goes from a sadness or a madness to tears of joy. Imagine that. I'm so frustrated. The bank that held up the last of the money I had, I tried to transfer it to my Ghana account, and then the system was down when it happened. And so now it's 5 to 7 days until I'm gonna have the money. And I want to cry because I'm so frustrated. I just want to cry. not because I'm going to die waiting the 7 days. I want to cry because I don't have no control, because I can't change it. And the minute I want to cry and I start feeling that congestion feeling up and the swelling up in here, instead I go to gratitude. I thank God that I got money that could get lost in limbo, because I remember when I didn't. I thank God that I have multiple accounts. I thank God that I got a phone. I can look at it. I ain't got to get on somebody else's Wi-Fi most of the time to check the accounts. You know what I mean? This gratitude, and I just keep going. I'm thankful that I have eyes to see. I'm thankful that my eyes cry tears. That means that my body is hydrated and is functioning properly. And after I start being grateful and grateful and grateful out loud, it really is hard. I almost forget what the fuck I was tripping on. Like, shit, what the shit, nigga, what the fuck was we? Never mind. You know, and that's how it goes. All right, you got to remember that everybody is directing their own movie, okay? Everybody directing their own movie. And yeah, you're a part in my movie. But when you leave my set, you whoever the fuck you are. And I don't want you to get the characters blurred, you know what I mean? And you'll be out here, you know, you'll lose you in the sea of yous. Let's keep on going, because really we over our time now, okay? As a matter of fact, give me a minute. 52. Okay, yeah. I thought we'd be able to finish this one, but no, hell no. You know, hell no. In fact, we're gonna get off of here now, okay? All right, so I love you. Not that it's a contest, but ain't nobody gonna love you like I love you. Wanna bet? Okay. All right, y'all. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna do this thing every day till it's done, okay? Every day. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do it on the weekends, but probably just so, like I said, so we can get it popping. It's 144 pages. We already at 53. We might be able to grind it out. We'll see. But I'll see y'all asses tomorrow, okay? I love you. Good night.